accents with the Cajun. I was trying to do that, but I was blowing it. All right, and then at the end, Lakshmana with Wanana. Vishwanath. It's okay. I really try. I honestly do. All right, so our first order of business, I believe, is to elect members for the upcoming executive board year. And so let's start with nominations.
I move to nominate Kevin Pryor for president.
I accept.
I'll give a second.
I accepted, and yes, seconded. So. All those in favor?
No, you don't get to vote.
He can still be in favor, Michael. He can still be in favor.
You can vote, you don't pay any attention.
All right, the next position is vice president.
I would like to nominate John Fernandez for vice president of USS.
I second. Do you accept?
Yeah.
We are all punchy from yesterday, so. All right, all those in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand, aye. All right. Next nomination for vice president of finance.
I nominate Daniel Cerna.
Seconded. Daniel, do you accept?
I accept.
All right, all those in favor of Daniel Cerna for vice president of finance, please raise your hand, say aye.
I move to nominate John Rockefeller for secretary.
All right, it's been seconded.
I accept.
John accepts. All those in favor of John Rockefeller for secretary, please raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then everyone else is members at large. All right, so congratulations. All right, so I was going to ask, we are now in an open session, so we will go through motions that we worked on in closed session. Yes, go ahead.
So this motion is about the National Scholastic Chess Tournament regulations. And the formal motion, and this is an executive board motion, is the following. The executive board moves to approve the 2025-26 National Scholastic Chess Tournament regulations with an effective date of September 1st, 2025.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All right, let's put it to a vote. All those in favor of this motion, please raise your hand, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion carries.
And the last item is regarding committees. And this is also a board motion. Since I have it, I'll do the naming of everything. So, and the motion is the following. The board moves to accept the names of EB-appointed chairs, vice, and co-chairs for member of EB-appointed committees as read by the secretary at the executive board open meeting on April 3rd, 2025. Sorry, vice president, not secretary, on August 3rd, 2025. And I will get them up to read them. Yeah.
Do you think we can?
I don't have a plug them, unfortunately. So I'll just read them. And so I'll read the committees, I'll read the chairs and co-chairs and the liaisons as expeditiously a manner as possible. We'll have these posted on the website ASAP, just versus me reading about a couple hundred names.
Could you email?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Thank you. No projector button. Just doesn't have my accent.
He doesn't have space.
Oh, you can do it.
No.
So
We didn't ask.
I'll just go. Chess and Education Committee will have Christina Mullinax and Mark Inderbauer as co-chairs, John Fernandez as primary liaison, and John Rockefeller as secondary liaison. Clubs will have Paul Covington as chair, Wayne Powers as vice chair, Nicholas Carlson as vice chair, with Vishwanath as primary and Daniel Cerna as secondary. College chess will have Andrew Schley as chair, with Anand Domalapalli as primary and Vish Vishwanath as secondary. Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion will have Robin Ramson as chair, with Leila Dakan as primary and John Fernandez as secondary. Endowment Fund Trust will have Chuck Unruh as chair and Daniel Cerna as primary. Finance and Reserve Fund will have Chuck Unruh as chair and Daniel Cerna as primary and John Rockefeller as secondary. Military will have Michael Donovan as chair and Dave Hayter as primary. National State Invitationals will have Mike Neatman as chair, with John Rockefeller as primary and Vish Vishwanath as secondary. PBHBF Claims will have David Day as chair, with John Fernandez as primary and Leila Dakan as secondary. Ratings will have Mark Glickman as chair, with John Fernandez as primary. Recognitions will have John McCrary as chair, with Leila Dakan as primary and Kevin Pryor as secretary. Rules will have Jeff Smith as chair, Enrique Huerta as vice chair, with Dave Hayter as primary and Vish Vishwanath as secondary. Scholastic Council and Committee will have Danny Rode as chair, Josh Sinanon as vice chair, with John Rockefeller as primary and Dave Hayter as secondary. Senior will have Michael Mulford as chair, Paul Covington as co-vice chair, David Grimaud as co-vice chair, with Kevin Pryor and Vish Vishwanath as primary and secondary, respectively. States and affiliates will have Jim Hodina as chair, Steve Morford as vice chair, with Vish Vishwanath as primary, Daniel Cerna as secondary. Technical advisories chair is to be determined, with Anand Domalapalli as primary and Kevin Pryor as secondary. This is a new committee. Top players, chair is TBD, with John Fernandez as primary and David Hayter as secondary. Tournament directors and arbiters, TDAC, will have Jeff Weeble as chair, vice chair to be determined, with Dave Hayter as primary and Anand Domalapalli as secondary. U.S. Chess Development will have Michael Schumann as chair. Vice chair is to be determined, with John Rockefeller as primary and Kevin Pryor as secondary. U.S. Open will have Hal Terry III as chair, with Kevin Pryor as primary and Daniel Cerna as secondary. And Women's will have Kimberly Dew as co-chair, Maureen Grimaud as co-chair, with Leila Dakan as primary and John Fernandez as secondary.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve? All right, second. All right, it's been moved and seconded. There's no need for discussion. We have discussed this quite a bit. All in favor of the names as read, please raise your hand, say aye. Aye. All right. Any opposed? No. Motion carries. All right, so now, at this point, I think do we have any other items for business? 'Cause I was going to open up to the floor for any questions. Yes, sir.
Senior committee, technically Mike Mulford turned out, I think, by the charter, thank you. And so I'm willing to step in. I'm also willing to let him stay chair. So, but we had talked about me stepping in for an interim period. We can talk about that later.
Great. Yes, sir.
I have a,
You might not be on.
oh, it's not even on. Well, not a big deal then. I just had a suggestion in terms of the website. We currently put up chapters, 1, 2, 11, and what was the other one? There's another one that's on there.
The mic's working.
Right. My suggestion would be to also add the chapter for equipment. There's a chapter that talks about equipment standards. And time to time I get emails from players, can new player says, well, what's standard equipment? And I'd like to be able to say, well, here's the link to the rule book chapter that talks about equipment standard, but I can't do that because it's not on the web.
Gotcha.
So if you can think about possibly adding that chapter into the rule book, that would be helpful. I mean,
Onto the website.
on the website.
So it's a chapter on equipment standards.
Right.
For me, I'd like to see tie breaks.
I was under the impression that there were some permissions issues there with the rule book and the publisher in the past. Are those restrictions now lifted?
So I saw Renee taking notes on that,
I'll have to check into it.
and we'll have to follow up. Yes.
So I'm kind of new around here. I hadn't heard of the technical committee before. Is that new?
Yes, so Anand can speak to that.
So, as soon as I put my first campaign statement, members started approaching me. Most of them were technical professionals saying, hey, I really wanted to get involved in this. I could suggest improvements to the website, not just the website, but going forward, what we can do to support USHS as a liaison to make it better. So, I have a few members that we have decided that we could go, but it's not just about website, but anything related to technical aspects would be.
So it's the technology, so kind of IT advisory, something that interface. We have a lot of requests and connections, so we just wanted to have a group of members that would meet, and we want to make sure that we've got our IT support team, and that way it's kind of a support group,
We didn't
advisory.
ask Mike Knoll's function, but we added his name to the members list.
Yeah, we actually.
He's another newbie, right?
Yeah, we actually penciled Mike in as like maybe the staff liaison or so it's just pulling together.
So it's more than the website is what I'm overseeing in future. It could be anything to do with fair play technologies, how to detect cheating, things like that. Like I try with the Diego system, how to help develop tournament directors and affiliates with the APIs, things like that. So there are some ideas, but
The charter is to be developed.
yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
We just approved it today. Steve?
The Tournament Directors and Arbiters Committee, is that
TDAC.
Is that what used to be known as Tournament Director Certification Committee?
It is a combination of TDCC and also we no longer have a FIDE Events Committee, and the portion of the FIDE Events Committee that was discussing arbiter performance at FIDE Events will now be considered by TDCC.
Yeah, which both is a little bit of efficiency of having two committees versus one. It also increases the purview of the former TDCC to be able to weigh in on the FIDE side of things before we had to just clean it off across two committees.
And FIDE Events could come back as a standalone committee, but it would be not related to the performance of arbiters and directors. It would be more FIDE Events, more organizing centric rather than the certification and performance of arbiter centric. That's the point.
Any other questions? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Let's acclimate, accepted by acclamation of clapping. There we go. That was very Euro of us. All right. Well, thank you. It's been a great week, and thank you for pushing through yesterday so that we could get everything done and have this time to close out. So have a safe trip home, and hope you win your game tonight if you're playing.